Hi, I'm Jim Worden. On this past Friday, I posted a picture of my wife, Lynn, and me on the day that we celebrated our 55th wedding anniversary. Your responses to that picture with congratulations, well wishes, and blessings were almost overwhelming, and we can't begin to express our gratitude to you for them. Actually, I had mixed emotions about doing this because I didn't want us to take credit for our long marriage and us to be the center of attention, but that the Lord would be. You see, there was a time when our marriage might have ended years ago, but because of His intervention, our marriage not only survived, but also prospered. Here's the story. My job had taken me from one state where we had many friends to another where we knew no one. My business occupied most of my days and evenings, 6 days a week, while Lynn had 3 little daughters under the age of 5 to care for, with no assistance from anyone since we were new to the area. Having grown up in an orderly household and then married and coming home day after day with the house extremely disorganized, since Lynn had to take care of the girls by herself, I began to wonder if I had married the right woman. After all, I thought, I was a wonderful husband who told his wife often that I loved her and helped her with the children and household when I could. But I wasn't around much. My list of faults were minor compared to hers, I thought, and that's the way I saw us. I was beginning to think that perhaps I had married the wrong woman. The truth of the matter was that I was blind and had too great an opinion of myself, and that was going to destroy our marriage. At that time, we were attending a church we weren't comfortable with, so on a Saturday we looked at another church in the neighborhood to get the lay of the land, so to speak, before the Sunday service. As we walked into the church entryway, suddenly I experienced something like scales falling off my eyes to the floor. And for the first time in my life, I saw myself as I really was. A selfish, self-centered man who didn't see that my wife had all that she could handle with 3 little children and still keep house. Through what I can only describe as a miracle of the Lord, my list of negatives suddenly became much longer, while hers became shorter. The Lord was saying to me, Jim, before you entertain a critical spirit toward your wife again, first look at your own faults. Once you have corrected them, then you can look at your wife's shortcomings. From that time in our married life, the Lord would show me my faults as a husband, father, and provider just when I was prepared to be critical of her. That has continued throughout our married life. So what's the lesson I was learning? First, I needed to look at myself to see if I was doing all I could to be the person I should be for Lynn and others. Second, we stayed connected with the church to maintain balance in our lives. I recommend that to you if you are not doing so. I can't say that we liked all churches we attended over the years, but we made it a practice to attend one almost every Sunday for the last 55 years when possible. Often we would get inspiration or guidance there just when we least expected it. It helped keep our marriage on the track. Thirdly, we tried to respect each other. I can remember only a few times when that didn't occur, and I was the culprit. When that would happen, I would say, I'm sorry. I will try to do better. And finally, we took personal time learning what God has to say about living life through the Scriptures and prayer. James chapter 1, verse 17 says that every good and perfect gift comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. Unlike the way religion often portrays God, He is pure love and goodness and wants the best for all of us. In fact, John chapter 10, verse 10, the second part says, Jesus came so that we may have life abundantly. And that includes not only the material, but also the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical areas of our life. So may I encourage you to reassess your life and relationships with others, your spouse if you have one, or if not, with family and friends. As I mentioned in the previous video, you are made in God's image and in His likeness. Therefore, you are a good man or an amazing woman. That's His potential for you. Seek Him out, and you will find that the more goodness He reveals to you that you can see in yourself, the more you will see in others. Life can be an overall satisfying journey for you and those you love as you consider those things that helped us make our life a blessing for so many years that you might apply in your own life. God bless.